Well, guys, once again, good evening. Welcome to our session tonight. We officially, well, you have just finished Unit 9. Now we're going to start Unit 10. And Unit 10 starts by saying, or the title says, Society and Change. We will talk about future in general aspects. Well, actually, we can have a look at the different topics that this unit has to offer. In terms of grammar, we will talk about making predictions, hypothetical situations using if. In terms of vocabulary, we will talk about numbers and statistics, society and change, society and social issues. The task would be about balance the budget, and the word culture would be talking about orbit. Of course, on this first part of the session, we will work only on our pages 96 and 97. That is going to be the first part. But of course, as usual, before we start, I'm gonna take attendance. Let me have a look at the list so we can start working immediately. Gerson Arismendi.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Keiner Baez.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Yesid Calderón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. William Andrés Castrillón. Not here for the moment. Andrés Camilo Correa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Corredor.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Silvia Natalia Cuellar.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Johan Alberto Duque.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Elkin Darío Fernández. Not here for the moment. Julián Jesús Figueroa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Ginette Valentina Fontecha.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Carlos Andrés Galán.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Mabel y Juliet Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. José Alejandro Gómez. Not here for the moment. Lizeth Carolina Tarazona.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Brian Camilo Vargas. Not here for the moment. Okay, guys, as I was telling you, we officially begin our Unit 10. We have already had a look at the different topics that the unit has to offer. So we can start having a look at the first part. Give me a second. Okay. In this case, let's say that the title that this first part of the unit has says, the future will surprise us. And I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. Well, I'm gonna give you like actually 3 minutes. And the idea, guys, is that you're going to think about films and TV programs that you have seen. Also books, of course, and articles that you have read. Have you found any prediction about the future in these areas? Talking about robots and computers, space travel, and life expectancy. And guys, what do you think will happen? So the idea is to like refresh your memory or to go back to memory lane, talking about maybe programs or well, movies as well, also talking about articles, talking about books that talk about these aspects, like those different predictions that they make about, once again, robots and computers, space travel, and life expectancy. I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes probably to organize your ideas, once again, to refresh your memory. And then I'm gonna ask some of you to share your answers. Of course, maybe at first we have some volunteers and then I will select from the list. Let me see the chat. Okay, some of you have already arrived. Welcome, William, and welcome, Elkin. Well, let's start with our first activity. 3 minutes starting now. Okay, guys, time's up. So first, any volunteers to share your ideas? Predictions that you've seen about these 3 different topics on TV shows, movies, articles, books as well. William, what about you?
Okay, teacher. I think like 2 years ago, I read a book about the future.
Okay.
It calls Sálvese quien pueda, and talk about different jobs who are gonna change. For instance, doctors and judge, because sometimes people make decision with about feelings, and if you're gonna be a judge, you have to be neutral. It's right to say that.
Neutral. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those jobs are gonna change, in my opinion. And also, many restaurants have a waitress as robots as a waitress.
Waiters.
Uh, yeah, and I think it's gonna be interesting. But in Colombia, I think it's gonna take a lot of time to change that.
Okay, William, thank you very much. These are jobs who are going to change. jobs that or which are going to change, right? But that was the only thing. Great. Jessit, what about you?
Uh, teacher. I saw.
I saw.
I saw. Sorry, 10 years ago, one movie. The
Mhm.
name is I Robot. I Robot.
Mhm.
The you say the main actor was William Smith.
Mhm.
About robots that to do the activity or humans. It's about artificial intelligence.
Uh-huh.
The same. I don't know how you say. In the moment the people speak about talk about uh, la AI, inteligencia artificial.
Artificial intelligence. Mhm.
Yes. This movie in her character, John. How do you say John?
Script.
Skip. It is saying like in the moment to do, I don't know, pasando, pasar.
Pasando what?
Está pasando lo que
Ah, it's happening.
pasó en la película. It's happening. It is saying to the passing the movie maybe 10 or 12 years ago.
Okay. That's it. Thank you very much. Andres Correa, what about you?
Okay, teacher. Actually, I have seen a really popular series in the world, which call it is the Simpson.
Okay.
So yeah, the Simpson probably have often include some prediction about future technology or some events that happened in the world. Some of which have actually come true. For example, I remember they predict the invention of the smartwatches. And another thing, but let me think. Probably I saw a chapter about the Ebola virus or the Ebola,
Mm-hmm.
and actually it's come true. Yes.
Okay, Carlos. Andres, sorry. Carlos. It came true. Okay.
Yeah.
And also you said they predicted, talking about the past. Nice. Any other volunteer? I had planned to ask 4 people. We have already 3 that have already shared your perceptions, your ideas, what you have read or seen. A volunteer, or maybe I ask another person. Andres Felipe Corredor, what about you?
I know and I have read,
Read.
read.
No, I have read.
I have read that the thing that the Elon Musk have had create the economic way, sustainable way to reuse,
Sustainable.
sustainable way to reuse the rockets will help companies to make the space travels more economic, more accessible for the people.
Okay.
So this thing have been changed the how can I say that the game have been changed the economic and open the really great possibilities to this uh, economic stuff. I don't know how can I say that.
Economic what?
Economic stuff like because it's a new sector of the economy.
Okay.
It will be start many things to do different than the normal thing we already do. It's similar to compare with the first ship that have crossed the ocean Atlantic. I think so.
Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean. I think so. We can make that comparison.
Comparison. Okay, Andres?
Right.
Very good. Interesting, guys. Well, actually, if we have a look, well, probably you had already scanned a little bit our book. We are going to read about 3 different, let's say, perspectives in terms of predictions. Don't forget like the title that we have in here. But in this case, we're going to address the reading on a different way. We are going to have first 3 groups. I'm going to create them at random. And you are going to go to the breakout rooms as usual. Group number 1, you're going to read the first article from article, not the first paragraph, the first set of predictions, let's put it like that, from Dr. Aubrey de Grey. Group number 2, you're going to read the paragraph from Dr. Michio Kaku. And group number 3, you're going to read the article from Ray Kurzweil. The idea, guys, each group, let's say that you're going to become, let's put it like experts, why not, on the predictions that each person is sharing. In your groups, guys, although it's going to look a little bit crowded, around 5 or 6 people, you're going to answer these 2 questions. What does each scientist predict? When does each scientist think it will happen? But guys, it's very important that you focus your attention only to the paragraph that you have been assigned, okay? You don't have to read the 3 of them. You are going to read only the one that you have assigned. So, let me create them. For the moment, we don't have repeated accounts, right? Okay. So guys, for the moment, I'm not gonna send you any link. Like you don't have to send me the evidence. Of course, you write down whatever you consider useful for you. Keep in mind that you're going to answer only the 2 questions that we have in here based on the paragraph that you are assigned. Guys, I also need you that tonight you are going to write on your name that you have here on Zoom the number that is going to correspond to you. So for example, in group number 1, we have Andres Correa, Carlos Galán, Elkin Fernández, Jean-Claude Barrera, Natalia Camargo, and William Castrillón. Group number 2, Andrés Felipe Corredor, Gerson Arismendi, José Gómez, Mabel Gamboa, Silvia Natalia, and Yesid Calderón. Group number 3, Ginette Fontecha, Johan Alberto Duque, Julian Jesús Figueroa, Keiner Baez, and Lisette Tarazona. So guys, I need you to put next to your name the number that corresponds to your group. Okay, so the ones in group number 1, you put number 1, number 2, number 2, number 3, number 3. You can do that in a moment. So first of all, read the paragraph that corresponds to you and answer these 2 questions. Guys, do you have any questions about the instructions? Questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, very good. Well, notice Jean-Claude already put number 1 next to his name, and that's the idea that you are going to do, guys, on each group. This first part is really short. Once again, I know that the groups look crowded. You're going to have 10 minutes. Read the paragraph. In your groups also, guys, make sure that probably you check meaning of words in terms of vocabulary. And don't forget to answer the 2 questions because, of course, when we come back, we are going to socialize those answers. Let me make sure that you can share your screen. That's it. Let's go to each group. I'm going to set up the timer, of course. Well, guys, welcome back. I'm gonna say something in Spanish. I hope you don't mind. ¿Por qué no se han puesto el número al lado del nombre? Only Jean-Claude, William in group 1, in group number 2, nobody. Group number 3, very good. Jeanette, Johan, Julian, and Kenan, you put the number next to your name. So I'm gonna give you like maybe 30 seconds, group number 1 and group number 2 to write the name next, the number next to your name so we can move to the next activity. If you don't put the number, I can move on. Muy bien, Elkin ya puso número 1. Bueno, ¿qué pasa con el grupo número 2? André Felipe, Gerson, José, Mabel y Silvia Natalia y Yesit. ¿No les deja editar el nombre tal vez? No hay ningún link. I haven't sent any link. Just to put like the number next to your name.
Teacher.
Like
¿Cómo
not,
así?
Okay, teacher.
¿En el chat?
no, your name. Look, for example, Elkin, Jean-Claude, Natalia, and William, that they put number 1 next to their names.
Ah,
Or,
¿en el perfil de uno? Ah,
in the
¿en el
group
nombre
that
de
you
uno?
were. So, for example, André Felipe Corredor, you were in group number 2, so you put number 2 next to your name.
Ah, okay. Okay. In the perfil, in the name of my
Your name,
perfil.
your profile.
Ah,
That's the one. Gerson already put number 2, Silvia already, just sit in group number 1, Andres Correa and Carlos are missing. It doesn't allow you, Jose.
teacher, qué pena. ¿En qué parte se puede poner eso?
Teacher, es que no,
Eh,
no sé si estamos entendiendo. O sea, ¿tú compartiste este link? O sea, estas
no,
diapositivas.
no he compartido nada. No,
Sí,
la idea es que
ah,
ustedes a su nombre, como que editen su nombre acá en Zoom y al lado de su nombre le pongan el número dependiendo del grupo donde estaban. Entonces,
sí, sí.
dan los 3 punticos,
Sí, uno
les
se
permite
mete,
cambiar nombre.
ajá, se mete
Pero es que estoy
en el,
conectado del celular, no, es que no entiendo.
sí,
Ah,
o sea,
bueno, los que están desde el celular, ¿cómo lo hicieron? Para que le den una luz a José. No
o
lo
sea,
deja.
uno le da, nos dice participantes y luego le da sobre el nombre donde uno está, en los 3 punticos dice rename. Y ahí uno le pone, pues al final del nombre uno, el número del grupo.
Thank you. En el chat se buscan participantes, se obtainer. Okay. I guess that it's already done. Thank you, guys. Group number 1, it's already done. Number 2, so excellent. Okay, so first answering the questions that we had in there. I'm sure, guys, that when you read it, well, you analyzed information, probably also talked about how realistic those predictions were. From group number 1, I would like to ask Natalia, what does Dr. Aubrey de Grey say? Well, also the second one, because actually the two, like the answers are connected at the end of the day, number 1 and number 2. The prediction and when he thinks that will happen.
Okay, teacher. Dr. Andrew de Grey say that we will be able to live to 1,000 years old. He is a gerontologist. I don't say. And he's working on a detailed plan to repair all types of damage to the human cell.
And
And
when, sorry,
when?
Natalia, no, I interrupted you. No, I don't know if that was what you were going to say, or maybe you had something extra, sorry.
Okay, teacher, okay. I speak?
Yeah, sorry, because I interrupted you. I'm sorry,
Okay.
so
No,
continue,
okay. When he said it could be possible in just 20 years, he thinks that the first person to live to 1,000 may be 6 years old already.
Okay, Natalia, and of course, group number 1, thank you very much.
Okay,
Group
teacher.
number 2, I would like to ask Gerson, what is the prediction and when it is supposed to happen, according to Dr. Kaku?
Okay, teacher. The prediction is that in around 40,000 people we work in the space, and there will be tourists in the space. It will happen in Michio Kaku. He thinks that will happen in 2030. He said that people in space don't matter the speed he spoke, because there is a teeny computer that you fit in your ear and translate what you heard into different
Languages.
languages. In addition, in the space are going to be a different station,
Stations.
hotel, research facilities, and restaurants.
Okay, yes, sorry. Why do I interrupt people? Sorry, Gerson.
No, teacher,
What?
I am finished.
Okay, thank you, Gerson. And group number 2, of course. And from group number 3, I would like to ask Kainer, what's the prediction that actually it's not a doctor, Mr. Kurzweil has in mind?
Okay, teacher. Ray Kurzweil predicts that robots will be intelligent than humans, and they will start to merge with humans. Tiny robots like nanobots will be implanted in our brains to improve our memory and our thinking skills. And they will also allow our brains to communicate with other brains, like become as a telepathic. And Ray Kurzweil thinks it will happen by the end of the 2030s. This is all, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I keep on interrupting you guys. I have to apologize for that. Excellent. And of course, group number 3. Well, guys, my idea or the reason why I was so annoying and insisting you on writing the number, sorry, next to your name, is because on the next activity, we're going to rearrange the groups. I'm going to put here the breakout rooms that you can select the group where you're going to. Not like we usually do, that you have, let's say, like to accept the invitation. I'm gonna put the groups and you have to select the group that you're going to go. What is like the most important part? On each group, there must be at least one person from each group. It could sound a little bit obvious, like a person from group number 1, a person from group number 2, and a person from group number 3. You are 17 guys. So I'm gonna create 5 groups. Probably in some groups, there is going to be one number that is repeated, but it is absolutely necessary that on each group, we have at least 3 members. Let's say that each expert of a paragraph. This is a little bit extensive, but the idea that you're going to share like a short summary, although somehow you already did it, well, the ones that were giving the answers of the questions, so it's going to be really fast. And after all you 3 guys talk about those important aspects that you collected or that you found on your paragraph, you are going to answer the 3 following questions. Which ideas in the text do and don't you think will come true? Which would or wouldn't you like to come true? And what are your top 3 predictions for the future? And when do you think they will happen? Question number 3 it is about you, not about the article, okay? So the first and the second question, of course, talking about what you guys have already read. And question number 3, you're going to think from what you have read, what you have seen, your perspectives, your beliefs, which are the 3 predictions about the future that you have heard that you consider actually will happen. So I'm going to repeat. First, you're going to go to the groups. Keep in mind that on each group, there must be one person from each paragraph. It can't be, otherwise I will have to rearrange you guys, like only 2 people and one from group number 2 and from group number 3. There has to be from the 3 different paragraphs. Share a short summary, very short. If you paid attention to your classmates, you already have like that summary, let's say, ready. Question number 1 and number 2 about the paragraphs, and question number 3, the 3 predictions that you guys consider would actually come true in the future. I am not gonna send you any link to write down. You guys are going to decide how you're going to present these ideas. Don't get complicated. It is not like you have to make a poster or something. You can like make a very simple chart, or you write down your ideas on a document, but that it looks organized, you know. Then of course we come back and then you guys will share your ideas. Guys, questions about the instructions? It looks like a lot. Guys, when everybody's on the rooms, you are going to have 20 minutes. 20 minutes looks like a lot of time, but notice all of the steps that you have to follow. I forgot, but it is already displayed here on the slide. Once again, you have to choose one speaker and that person is going to share the ideas. You can't repeat the speaker from yesterday, okay? Yes, Carlos.
Teacher, one question. In number 3, the answer is about the all groups 1, 2, or 3, or particular paragraph. For example, which ideas in the test do you think will come true? It's about the 3 groups?
The 3. Yeah, because first you shared the summary talking about the predictions. So now that you have already heard all of you guys, now you can make the decision as a group, because technically all the experts, you know, have shared the information already. Yes, Carlos, good. Any other question, guys? Okay. Yeah, guys, remember, different speaker from yesterday. The idea that from time to time, all of you guys have, let's say, the opportunity, air quotations, to be a speaker and to provide ideas. So once again, I'm gonna rearrange the groups. Remember that in this case, there will be 5. There will be 2 groups that maybe will have 2 number 2s. No, sorry, that would be, yes, 2 number 2s or 2 number 3s. But there must be at least one expert of each paragraph. So first, let's start. Go to the groups. There you go. Just in case, don't get angry if I have to rearrange you, okay?
Teacher,
Yes.
a mí me sale que yo puedo escoger cuál sala.
Yes. So go to a room that doesn't have your number.
Okay.
Por ejemplo, en la sala 1 ya hay 3 número 2. Ahí me toca sacar por lo menos a una persona. Pero bueno, ya los organizaré. Okay, sí. Okay, guys, welcome back. Now is the moment where you're going to share the answers of the 3 questions. We already discussed that the first and the second one were about the 3 paragraphs. And the third one was from you guys, your opinion, your perception, what you consider would actually be the 3 most accurate predictions, to happen in the future. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen because, well, it's your turn, guys, to start sharing your ideas. I would like to start tonight with group number 1. We have Andres Correa, Jeanette, Silvia, and Yesit. So who's the speaker in group number 1?
Teacher, me.
Okay, Silvia.
So first for the context,
Sorry, Silvia, are you going to share your screen? Like where
okay.
you took your
Okay.
notes? Thank you. There you are. Very good.
Okay. First, we have the context about the 3 articles. And we know the human will be able to live 1,000 years, space tourists and robots will be more intelligent than humans. So about the first question, that is, which ideas in the text do or don't you think will come true? For us, within the space tourists and robots being more intelligent than humans are more likely to happen than humans living to 1,000 years. Because nowadays there are chemicals in food and that affect people. And also nowadays it's like no common that people live to until I don't know to 80 years old or 90 years old. So we don't think that it's gonna to be happen. And for this reason, living 100 years is not what 1,000 years old is not a realistic possibility. And about the second question, that is, which would or wouldn't you like to come true? For us, we would like to be able to do space tourings because it's more interesting and it isn't dangerous for humans. And on the other hand, we wouldn't like to live well 1,000 years because maybe we could be worried about what will happen with the environment and society. How can pronounce
Society.
society? And yes. And for the last questions, what are your top 3 predictions for the future? And we have first, space tourists. Second, robots will be more intelligent than humans. And the last in the top 3 is humans will be able to live 1,000 years old. This because it seems to us the safest way to como desarrollarse more. I don't know how to like
Desarrollar is develop.
Develop to like humanity.
Okay. Well, Silvia, just one thing, of course, very good, and thank you because you took the lead, or maybe you were chosen in your group to be the speaker. But question number 3 wasn't about the reading, was about you guys. Because we already had the predictions, but like from other opinions, readings, books, movies. Just wanted to clarify that part. But Sylvia, and of course, group number 1, thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, let's continue now with group number 4. We have Elkin, Julian, and Mabeli. Who's the owner? What? Who's the speaker of the group? Group number 4.
Me, teacher, I
Julian,
sorry.
you're repeating. You were a speaker yesterday.
Yes, yes, I know. I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you're already prepared, so keep that in mind. So who's going to share the screen? Group number 4.
Teacher, I can the speaker or
You could, yeah, because well, as I was
I
telling you, the
went
idea that all of you
yesterday.
guys. You were yesterday?
Yes.
Ah, okay. That's lucky.
I don't know, Elkin.
Elkin wasn't a speaker yesterday.
I'm here, but I
También.
don't hear you.
Well, just because of this time, well, Julian was chosen, I guess. So Julian, you can be a speaker, but keep in mind, guys, that instruction that I gave you, the idea that you don't repeat. Well, I know that Mabel was also a speaker. In that case, the one that wasn't a speaker yesterday was Elkin, but I don't want you to like reorganize what you had already done in your group. So Julian, please present.
Okay.
Julian, can you share your screen or let me share my screen?
Share your screen,
while
please.
you are talking with the teacher.
Yeah.
And the Fenas. Okay, let me.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Okay.
Could you zoom in?
Sorry?
Could you zoom in?
Okay, let me.
Thank you.
Sorry, teacher, and I have a question.
Tell me, Andres.
It wasn't necessary to make a word of that, no.
Well, I told you like to have a document where you wrote down your ideas. I told you it could be a chart. I told you that it doesn't have to be a poster. It is not that, demanding and detailed, but some document where I could see where your ideas were located. I told you.
Okay.
Chan, chan, chan. Okay, Julian.
Okay. With the first question, which ideas in the text do not think will come true? We chose the worst idea for us is that we will live over 1,000 years old. This number is too long for our nowadays because the average life is around 18 years old. There aren't enough resources on the planet for it to happen. If we get. And second question, which will of them you like to come true? We believe that can be achieved to delay aging and increase life expectancy. The resources on our planet are limited. We are currently living with natural resource in the future because we already spent the present. So thinking in 1,000 years for us is not possible. On the other hand, whatever contributes to slowing down again, defeating aging, aging, defeating diseases such as cancer or SIDA may be beneficial for more people living a long and healthy life. This for us is likely with the advancement of research and the use of medical technology. And the last is the top. What are your top three predictions for the future? when do you think they will happen? Okay. In the first place, we think that the predictions Michio Kaku is more likely to happen because the things have been talking about some years ago, like SpaceX. Um, when do you think they will happen? And he said about that will be happen about 2030s. Mm, we think that is possible in these years. And we believe that in the second place should be the ideas right course will, because nowadays artificial intelligence is more relevant, and we think it's probably with the robots can help facilitate lifestyles but not be smarter than humans. So mm, mm, he said that the same did it will be happen around 2030s or by the end to 2030s, but for us is too close. We think that will be happen maybe long time around 2015 2050s. In the last place, we put we'll be able to live 1,000 years old idea because the human's body is fragile and mm, nobody have too many illnesses. So we think that it will never happen.
Okay. Juliana, group number 4, thank you very much. Well, maybe I guess I wasn't clear. When I told you that question number 3 was about you, not about the article, because we already talked about the article. But anyway, you're giving your opinion about your ranking, right? But I would really like to see those predictions that you guys personally have about the future. Good, just a few things of pronunciation, Julian, maybe the plurals, resources, those one nature, and maybe something that you repeat about that will be happening. Okay. So making like if it's an action that is supposed to be in progress in the future, so we have to add the ing. Well, and you said SIDA. What is the way to say that in English? Just
VIH?
no.
IHIV or
Es
SIDA?
que esas siglas
Rearrange the letters
no
in
son,
English.
no
Ah,
son, no son las mismas
AIDS.
para todo el mundo, teacher. AIDS.
Yeah, but AIDS in English, but SIDA is in Spanish. That's the version in English.
Okay, my mistake.
Don't worry, that would be for you. Thank you, guys. Group number 4. Let's continue now with group number 2. In group number 2, we have Jean-Claude, Gerson, Lisette, and Natalia. Who's going to be the speaker tonight?
Teacher, I will be the speaker.
Okay, Gerson, very good. Let's share the screen. Great.
Yep. Okay, teacher. Here we have the summary, and later we have to the answer for the question. And the first question, we have decided the tourist in space will come through in a short time. Actually, for example, Elon Musk and some private companies are selling tourist planes or space planes to travel in 2025, according the news. The plans to repair all types of damage to human cells will come through in a long time, but not in a 20, as he said. He said the scientist, I don't remember his name, her name. We think it is possible that in 2013 plan won't come true because today is 2023. Technology hasn't advanced as he expected, but we we haven't haven't been discarded this option, but the future. And finally, for this sentence, we think the robots will start to merge with humans in a medium time. Artificial intelligence is currently advancing a lot and is being part of our life. It is very likely that in 5 years, artificial intelligence can scan our body to detect disease. For example, about the second sentence, we have decided we won't like to live 1,000 years or forever because there will be overpopulation and polluted world without natural resources. If you think today we have a lot of troubles or problems with natural resource and uh, pollute, so we we want not imagine in if you can live one 100 years.
No, 1,000.
1,000 years.
Okay.
The second, we will like visit space quickly and for a few days without having to spend many days in a rocket. It means we would like visit space similar as you visit anywhere restaurant or place in this moment. And finally, for this sentence, we would like to merge robots with humans. They could help us improve our EQ and be more efficient and productive in our tasks. Uh, According to the article, this merge could be improve our memory and give other benefits benefits to us. And finally, about the prediction, our ranking is or the focus. Our ranking is according of thinking in our real and environment. For example, the first. Cancer can be cured with nanobots. This could happen within 10 years, according the news. Pollution in the world will bring lot of natural disasters. This is happening and will continue to happen in the coming years. It is true. And finally, robots will perform surgeries without human supervision by the end of the 2013. 30, sorry. And finally, teacher.
That's the end, Gerson. Very good. Okay. And of course, group number 2, very well organized. And well, you gave your prediction that is like what I wanted to see. And of course, in your case, you were talking about the field of health. Just a very few things of pronunciation, Gerson, because in general, the ideas were really well connected, as well as your other 2 classmates that have already presented. Remember that the W in answer is silent. So it's not answer, answer.
Okay,
Private. And you said the EQ, the IQ. And well, not confused, but I'm thinking that maybe you were thinking an idea because you said could be improved Maybe you meant could improve, but maybe just keep in mind that only one verb after a modal, just in case. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much, Gerson. And of course, once again, group number 2. Let's move to group number 5. In group number 5, we have Jose, Keiner, and William.
Teacher,
Who's the speaker? Okay,
I
Jose,
am.
great. Great.
Teacher, we didn't make a word, but I took notes of everything in my cell phone. Yes?
That's sad.
Yes,
And
teacher, sorry.
disappointing. Well, you have to present, guys.
Yes.
Make it work.
Yes, teacher. Well, the first one question. Which ideas in the text do or don't you think will come true? Well, regarding my point about the for the from the group 2 about life outside of Earth, I am not sure if it is something that is possible. It is something that has been speculated about a lot, and to be honest, I am not very informed on this subject. About William's idea for the group 1, it seems impossible to me that life expectancy will increase to 1,000 years, especially because even if it were possible, it would be very difficult to provide the correct food to sustain such a long life. It is still challenging today, so what if there weren't so many people dying? And finally, regarding Kainer's idea from the group 3, I believe it is possible, especially because artificial intelligence has gained strength, and it wouldn't be surprising if human abilities were enhanced through technology. Okay, about the second one, which would or wouldn't you like to come true? I would like Kainer's idea from the group 3 to come true, but I think it is impossible for all of humanity to benefit from it. It will be probably be something exclusive and available only for payment. And if it happens for everyone, it will be when I am no longer on this earth. So I don't know. Well, and about the last point, what are your top 3 of prediction for the future? When do you think they will happen? Well, I am very pessimist because, well, the first one, automation will continue to displace human workers in certain industries, leading to job losses and increased income inequality. Second, climate change will continue to have significant impacts on the planet, leading to more frequent and severe natural disasters, loss of biodiversity, and changes to the global economy. And finally, this is so possible, but have problems. Artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies will continue to transform the way we live and work, leading, well, to new opportunities and challenge. However, these technologies also raise important ethical questions and could have unintended consequence if not carefully managed. Yes, teacher, and that's it.
Okay, Jose, thank you very much. We already know what was missing. Just aspects of pronunciation, a few words actually, because the idea was really well conveyed. And You manage, guys, to summarize it. We have a strength, enhanced, certain, climate, and severe.
Okay,
No severity.
severe.
Okay.
Okay.
Very
Yes,
good.
teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And last but not least, we finish with group number 3. In group number 3, we have Andres Felipe, Carlos, and Johan Alberto. Who's the speaker?
I'm teacher.
Okay, Andres. Very good. There you go.
Okay. And the question number 1, which ideas in the next do you think will come true? We think we thought that the idea that is 14 million people working in space. We discussed, but because 2013 is already too close, but we believe than less than 1,000 year it will became true because nowadays there are already technology.
1,000 or 100?
100, sorry, 100 years, because we already have the technology to achieve that goal, but no too many people have the economic possibilities to do that. So it's mean that the cost of this trip should be came louder than today. The
Louder?
second is, no sé, menos, más bajo,
Less.
less,
Less expensive or the cost should...
less,
Okay. Yeah, because
less,
loud is for noise. Sorry for interruption, Andres, but I needed to ask you. Loud is for noise.
sí,
You mean lower.
lower, bajo, abajo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. The second one, which would you like to come true or would like to come true? We won't like to come through the the humans could live more than 100 years old.
1,000.
1,000, sorry. Years old, because nowadays we see in the world how is the human impact of the human impact on the nature, because now we see as our world as a capitalist world, we cannot produce as a infinity time or infinity things. The world have a limit. I don't know how many liters humans consume a day, but I believe it's too much. And if we think that humans can be live but that amount of years, it means that in the future more people will more humans will be on life on the world, and the world will be now have the resources to sustain too many people. And the third one, we our prediction is that the total peace in Colombia is gonna be true. We believe so. We keep the believe it, and the news that we see every day is make it really difficult and impossible. And the second, we believe also the Colombian uh, become a world potential of the life. I had say potencia mundial de la vida, world power.
Life
I don't know.
World Power. Porque esa es
Life
potencia
world,
mundial de la vida. Life World Power.
okay, life world power. It's mean too much things. I think these predictions it is still affecting many production sector in Colombia. Also, the employers are effective already for this prediction, but all we hope that it became more sustainable stuff for Colombians. And our third prediction is the rising is in the increasing the how can I say that, the rising in the sea level about 6 meters. It's gonna happen, and it will be affect too much to Colombia because if it's just rainy, many cities cannot control that amount of water. And that's it. And the last one, the last
Like
one
an
is
extra, a bonus prediction because you
a
said
bonus
prediction, but there are 4.
yes, and the bonus prediction is many Colombian children will read more, and we hope they read more in English because it's a competition. It's a world competition. It's better we don't stay at the back of the competition. It's better go at the top of the competition, the world competition. And that's it.
Okay, Andre Felipe, and of course, group number 3, thank you very much. Similar to the other group, just a few things related to pronunciation. Nature.
Nature.
And infinite.
Okay.
We're talking about infinite. Well, the same. I think that sometimes these things that I tell you because you're speaking fast and organizing the ideas, and there are some words that just slip. But I think that I know that you know that maybe when you are writing down or maybe when you are less nervous, you don't make those mistakes. You said humans can believe. Humans can live. Oh, it will be affect. It will affect, like sometimes that B sleeps. And you said employers are affecting. I think that you mean that employers are affected because that is like happening to them. So, well, based on the idea that you were explaining, Andres.
Yes,
like it meant ED. But of course, very good, guys. Then group number 3. And you being the speaker of the group. Excellent. I'm going to share the screen. Just like to say goodbye. Guys, I will be, let's say, bothering you a lot with this type of activities, inviting you to be like speakers from time to time. That's the intention. I know that you feel really, that you have a really good level. You already know. And the idea that you start feeling a little bit more comfortable, it doesn't matter if it is a presentation, only on the speaking part. I don't ask you to turn your camera on. Of course, I hope that you feel comfortable presenting this type of idea like this way. Well, guys, as usual, thank you very much. Thank you for your participation and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Take care, everybody.
Teacher.